The quiet and serene atmosphere that usually blankets the extreme outskirts of Maiduguri in the dead of the night was suddenly and violently shattered by the deafening sounds of heavy artillery and rapid gunfire. In what can only be described as a highly coordinated and desperate offensive, armed insurgents attempted to breach the formidable defensive lines set up by the gallant troops of the Nigerian armed forces. This was not just a random skirmish. It was an intense, high-stakes battle that saw our dedicated soldiers engaging in a fierce firefight with suspected terrorists who were determined to infiltrate the capital city of Borno State. The sky, usually lit only by the moon and the distant glow of the city's streetlights, was abruptly illuminated by the terrifying flashes of rocket-propelled grenades and the relentless tracer rounds from heavy machine guns. Intelligence reports and accounts from the Frontline indicate that the terrorists did not just stumble upon the military checkpoint. They approached in well-organized, distinct groups, utilizing a strategy designed to overwhelm the defenders from multiple flanks. One group reportedly attempted to block the main access roads to prevent any military reinforcements from arriving from the city center, while another heavily armed contingent launched a direct frontal assault on the forward operating base. They came equipped with sophisticated weaponry, riding in gun trucks and utilizing the element of surprise under the cover of darkness. However, they severely underestimated the readiness and the unbreakable resolve of the Nigerian troops stationed at these perimeter defense locations. The soldiers, who have been on high alert due to recent intelligence chatter, immediately sprang into action, turning the outskirts of the city into a heavily contested battleground. The sheer intensity of the exchange forced the terrorists to reconsider their advance. What was supposed to be a swift and devastating infiltration turned into a grueling, protracted engagement that tested the endurance of every single soldier on the field. The ground troops were not fighting this battle alone. They were strongly supported by the brave men and women of the local civilian task forces, dedicated volunteers who know the terrain perfectly and who have consistently put their own lives on the line to defend their homeland. By holding the line and successfully repelling the attackers, the troops prevented what could have been an unimaginable disaster within the densely populated city, forcing the insurgents into a hasty retreat back into the shadows of the surrounding bush. This recent clash on the outskirts of Maiduguri does not exist in a vacuum, as it directly connects to the heartbreaking events that followed just hours later. Military analysts and security experts believe that the successful repulsion of the insurgents at the city's perimeter resulted in a cowardly and devastating shift in their approach. Unable to penetrate the military defenses and engage the troops in direct combat, the terrorists resorted to the absolute lowest form of asymmetrical warfare by deploying suspected suicide bombers into the heart of Maiduguri. The near-simultaneous explosions at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, the bustling Monday Market and the post office area, which tragically claimed the lives of 23 innocent civilians, were a desperate retaliatory distraction. It was a vicious attempt by the insurgents to project a false image of strength, proving they could still inflict pain even after being thoroughly outgunned and outmaneuvered by the military on the battlefield. It is exactly this kind of deep dive into the underlying strategies and the untold stories of our nation's security challenges that we strive to bring to you. So if you are finding this detailed analysis insightful and want to ensure you are always kept in the loop, please take a quick moment right now to like this video and hit that subscribe button. Subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell guarantees you never miss out on our in-depth reports, and it immensely helps our community grow so we can continue to shine a light on the incredible sacrifices being made by our frontline defenders. Your engagement truly matters, so drop a comment down below sharing your thoughts on the bravery of our troops and how you think the government should further support them in this ongoing fight. In response to this escalating situation and the clear change in the enemy's operational tempo, the highest levels of the Nigerian government have been rapidly mobilized. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, recognizing the absolute urgency of the crisis, issued an immediate and uncompromising directive. From his state visit in the United Kingdom, the president ordered the nation's top security echelons, including the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Army Staff, to urgently relocate to Maiduguri. This is a massive operational shift, placing the highest-ranking military commanders directly on the ground in the theater of operations to personally oversee the strategic response, boost the morale of the fighting troops, and ensure that the perimeter defenses are fully reinforced. The presence of the service chiefs in Borno State has already triggered a massive recalibration of the security architecture, with a significant reinforcement of troop deployment along all major access roads leading into Maiduguri, and an intensification of intelligence gathering operations to preempt any further attacks. The Nigerian Air Force has also been playing a highly critical role in this ongoing military campaign. Following the clash on the outskirts, aerial surveillance and reconnaissance missions have been significantly ramped up. Attack helicopters and fighter jets are continuously patrolling the skies, providing crucial top cover for the ground troops and actively hunting down the retreating insurgent convoys before they can regroup in the Sambisa forest or the Lake Chad basin. The narrative that the insurgents are attempting to spin through these violent outbursts is one of a grand resurgence, but the fierce resistance they met on the outskirts of Maiduguri tells a completely different story. It tells the story of a highly capable and determined Nigerian military that refuses to cede an inch of ground to terror. The immense gallantry displayed by our soldiers during that intense night firefight is a profound testament to their rigorous training and their unwavering commitment to defending the sovereignty of our nation, ensuring that the beautiful city of Maiduguri remains secure and that the hard-won peace in the region is fiercely protected.